Now.
Hello everybody and welcome to our live stream. We have here someone from Astragon, the publisher, and me from the developer side, and I would like to welcome you to our firefighting simulator. As you can see, we're currently in the fire station, and that's where we soon going to drive off and get to the fire location where there should be something burning that we can start to extinguish. So first of all, a little introduction in regards to the game itself. It's a single player and multiplayer game that, as the name is stating, has something to do with fighting fire, and that's the main thing that you do when you play this game. And we, as a development team, are really happy that we finally finished this. Our publisher is also here, and I would like to use this opportunity to tell that we are really proud and happy if you buy our game and have fun with it. Let's see where we can find something to extinguish. You can use the chat on the different platform that is streaming in order to direct messages to us. It might take a moment for our friends to read this to us, and so we will try to answer your questions if we see them. Okay? So, as you can see, I currently don't have the sirens on, so the traffic is ignoring that I'm a fire truck, because I'm now just a really normal uh, car on the road. If I use the horn, you see those guys in front of me reacted and start going out of the way. But of course, we also have sirens, and as soon as you activate the sirens and the lights, everything is on, and the entire traffic reacts to you being a fire engine that is now doing what it's supposed to be doing, driving somewhere and getting there fast without causing accidents and helping people. So we're now doing the thing with the sirens and the horn and the lights, and therefore the traffic will get out of our way. To a certain degree, of course. You always have some people who don't drive off. So let's get around this corner and into the tunnel. We're heading from the midsection of the world to the other side of this tunnel, which leads us to one of the suburban areas that we will now try to reach in a timely manner.
Yeah, good evening and welcome to the stream also from my behalf. I'm just taking a co-role, letting Gregor do the main cast. So if you have any questions, I will read them for Greg. So last time when we played together, you were really exciting about driving through tunnels. Why is that, Gregor?
Oh, well, I'm not incredibly excited, but the tunnels are a really smart idea. First, we didn't have those tunnels and we had to drive around the hillside. And since we have quite a big map, it took a while to get there. So what we did, we put in the tunnels in order to get quicker from one side of the mountain to the other side of the mountain range. And beside that, well, it's kind of an interesting experience to be in a tunnel with traffic, with the lights on, and trying to get through it, while not interacting in any kind of collisions. So as you can see on the horizon, there is a smoke plume going up. The smoke that you see right now is a visual indicator to show you where the fire location is. It is not coming from the simulation of the fire at the fire location. That starts at the moment when you arrive. And as you've seen, I've managed to crash into a car, which I, of course, should avoid if possible. But that's a really narrow street, and so I'm trying to navigate to this.
Actually, I didn't have it on the screen. I tried by accident. I was looking at the fire place, to be honest. So I have a question from SimUK. How long has the title been development?
The title has been in development since the end of 2015.
And follow-up question from SimUK, how big is the map?
The complete map is 16 by 16 kilometers, but the map that's used is 7 by 6 kilometers. So we now arrived at the fire location, and we can see an introduction sequence where our cameras is panning around and giving us an overview of what's the situation in this location. The entire map and everything you see has been built by the development team in different roles and categories. We had someone doing the landscape, the road layout, someone placing all of the buildings and making those parks and everything that you see in the world as an arrangement, and then the level designers going in and making the interior and the immediate surroundings for the particular missions. So that's kind of the way that that has been set up. What we now can see is that our AI character is already trying to do something smart, and what I'm going to tell the second guy is to now come along with me and try to open this door. So I'm pointing at the door and press his key, and as you can see in the upper right corner, he has been instructed now to get a tool and break this open. So if I'm following him here, you can see he's now getting a pry tool, and then he's walking to the door and opening that for us. This AI guy has already a fire hose, and I'm just going to grab it from him and tell him to get for himself a new one and come along as well. So the first one is now already here, and he sees that there's fire. So I'm also going to instruct him to drop down what he currently has and get a hose in order to combat this. Over here we can see that the windows are still closed and there's fire inside. We can actually break the windows, for example with our hoses and our water, and that works. So you can interact with our world objects with tools as well as the fire hose and the water that's coming out. So our two fellow firefighters are here, so we're going to send them in here, and they will go there and work their way forward. I'm going to try to extinguish from the outside, while the stream that you're seeing is from our friend from astragon, who's basically going to the inside. So if you see water coming from the other side of the room, that's from the guy who's talking. Maybe you can say something. Yeah.
More questions coming in from Martin Ford. Are there night maps?
Yes, the answer is yes. We have 3 times of day: evening, midday, and night.
I think the missions are connected with the timestamp, so every time you play the mission, it's always at the same time, right?
Yes, the missions are at a particular time of day. They've been set up to work at that point.
I looked at another question from Kester Schmidt. Are there missions in the hills?
There are missions on the hillside, but they are rather small for now because we've concentrated with the development efforts on making the house fires and the building and structural fires mostly really polished, and everything else is something that we might look at later to add and explore more options of what we can do in this nice world.
I guess right now I'm destroying more objects than really helping.
Well,
getting a lot of crash sounds.
As long as you remove things that are burning, it's better to have something broken on the floor than have something burning on the wall, I would guess. So I'm gonna head out for a moment, back into the hallway, and have a look if we have anything that we have to take care of here.
Meantime, I got a question from Tarek, I guess. Any chance for mods or a Steam workshop?
So from the technical side, it would be possible to implement mods, but Steam Workshop and mods is quite a bit of work for the development team to get the game into a state where that is easily accessible for someone who wants to mod it. And up until now, we didn't have the time to do this.
Hopefully the stream is stable.
Well, maybe someone in the stream can tell us if everything works on that end. I've evacuated a victim, which of course you didn't see, but we're going to show this later. And I think we've got it solved.
Was already so, okay.
First mission successfully accomplished.
Well, GG. I would say. Another question from UK. Quite interested in the game. Nice to see. Are the buildings fully destructible? Asking if you take too long, if the fire will burn down the building.
The fire will encompass all of the building itself, but it won't destroy or burn down the building. We had to limit the amount of destruction to certain elements of the building to make sure that we can play the game also in multiplayer properly. Because it's quite a lot of data that you have to send around if you destroy an entire building. and we're already simulating the entire fire and synchronizing that.
I don't have to leave and join. You can just change the mission, right?
Yes, you can just stay where you are, and
Okay.
I'm gonna look for something that we can have a look at. So just give me a few seconds to find a nice mission to do. We have been asked about missions at night. I'm now selecting a night mission for us, so that you guys in the stream can see another time of day and have a look around in the world, how it looks at that time. Maybe one thing in regards to the world, we had our world designer working for a period of about 3 years on the entire world and crafting all those details that you see when we're driving along here. So as you can see to the right, those buildings, everything that's standing in the parking lots and so on.
Zaber X, to your question, if the fire spreads, if it doesn't get extinguished, yes. The fire spreads and also respread. If you don't hit like the main point of it, it will just spread again.
As long as there's fuel for the fire, that means the conditions are met that there's oxygen and that there's fuel, the fire will spread. For example, if you close the door to a room, the fire will at some point still have heated up the room, but if there's no oxygen, it won't burn further, and that's super dangerous because that can result in a backdraft, which, if you play the game, is something that we teach in the tutorials to make sure that you're aware of how to deal with that.
Question, I don't see who asked it. I guess it's SimUK. just guessing. Will there be more realism, like dressing up before the mission and waiting for random calls, like it's in life
now
of a firefighter?
The focus is on the firefighting aspect of a firefighting job. We know that 90% of the job of a firefighter is not fighting fires. They're helping with traffic accidents and are in general busy with other things. But we just want to focus on. But one thing in regards to other firefighting simulator, each of those simulators is trying to do a particular job and trying to get particular features to work. Just because we might be looking visually better than one of them doesn't mean that they didn't put in proper work and make a good game.
Do you also have like this super metal music? Is it the same for us both, or?
We're listening to the same soundtrack. I think there are 16 pieces of music that we're playing, and we were just thinking we can't really have some real music here because we never know what's happening out around. So I've been just going for something that sounds a bit like they have the radio turned on while they're driving. And so it's just more or less music that I thought would fit the visual style of the game. This is a rather nice neighborhood. As you can see, we have a park to the left. We have some nice buildings around it. Some of them even have a swimming pool in the backyard. And one of them apparently has a problem with the fire. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, it's quite a rich neighborhood then. If some even have a swimming pool.
Yeah, that's our imaginative version of an American city. Somewhere on the West Coast.
Admiral General Aladdin asks if not already implemented, do you have plans on wildfires or wildland firefighting?
In regards to plans, of course, we have lots of plans, and that's definitely something that we would also see as something of interest. But I can't say anything about if and when we are going to be implementing something like that. So we just launched the game. We are not sure yet what we're going to do in regards to what kind of DLCs and so
on. Would you say the code of the game is written in such a way that add-ons could be implemented rather easily, or?
This is a good question. Since I did not write the code,
Okay.
just forward it to one of the programmers, but I would assume that they did a good job. So
Okay.
there's nothing in the system that would totally prevent us from having larger maps, but we have to see what we can do about this.
So right now we're crashing the party, or rather the fire crashed the party.
And we can already see that there's something going on in here, but I think I'm gonna... Let's see if we have some smoke in here that's coming out.
So when pressing tab, you can check all the missions on the left top side. Always a good indicator on what still to do.
Yeah, that's...
So we have search and rescue and quench all fires.
Oh, here are victims, so we have to save them. And there's a fire on
I'm putting out the fire. Oh, we are all together.
I'm grabbing the hose and I'm grabbing this guy and carrying him out of here. You're getting the other one? Or we're gonna...
I'm giving you
our AI to do this.
Well, we'll also save one, so we have it on stream.
Alright, let's do this.
PC Games guys, a guy asks if the fires are different if you go to the same structure multiple times.
We have, first of all, a dynamic fire system. That means we define where the fire starts, but the spreading of the fire is intertwined with what the player basically does in order to combat the fire. And we have so-called random missions. They are marked with a little dice icon and have a slightly different color on the map. And those are basically in regards to how many people you have to save and what you have to do with them, randomized each time you play them. So they are a bigger challenge because you never know what you run into.
Oh, you just answered us another question about randomizing missions or randomized missions.
So we have already 2 questions answered in 1 question. Yes, we have randomized missions.
Just hold the button for the AI that makes the AI follow me.
Okay,
or did you just
good.
use the second AI? Okay. Getting something to open the door.
Yes, quite a big amount of people in this building.
I'm not that good in multitasking, as one might see. I'm looking at chat all the time and forget what I actually want to do.
Don't get confused!
Better hit myself.
I'm actually grabbing all the victims that I can find and dragging them out of the building so that you can just grab them in front of it and bring them to the ambulance, or we let the AI do this.
One might say that I recognize a certain... What? Why are they here? That I recognize a certain name in the chat that I'm putting priority to that one. And she asks if you can die if you're too close to the fire.
Yes,
or if something happens.
This. Should I just... well, we should get it on stream, so as soon as you're back in the building, we're gonna go and see what happens if you're doing something really dumb. Are you coming?
I don't know if I should bath in fire.
Okay, come along. Now we're doing something stupid.
That doesn't sound really Alfie.
Well, it's not in here. Can you come to my location? So now we're going to show you something down here.
Oh,
there's smoke coming underneath the door. This means there's a risk of a backdraft there. So, and you're going to walk to the side. Just go to the side, and I'm going to open this, and you view this. 1 step back, please, and to the side so that you can see it. And I'm opening this because this is now something that you're not supposed to be doing. Yeah, and I'm going to respawn outside. So first of all, you can die in this game. with your player character, but it comes back in multiplayer, or if you're in single player, you basically can restart the mission. And it's also really realistic, because standing in a backdraft is not a good idea. So this answers the question, I think. What does the chat mean? Did we answer that sufficiently?
Yes, more than sufficiently. Yeah, Iron Apocalypse, you can change the view when driving. Unfortunately, I can't really show it.
Because he's not driving.
Because I'm not driving. The host is driving. But you have two visions, right?
Oh, you can actually show it. You can press C, then you're also in the interior as a pedestrian, or the guy on the second seat, so that works.
Oh yeah. I showed the different views from the second seat.
Okay. So maybe you should come in here and help me against that fire.
How many fire trucks are there? Question from Adam. Oh,
we
can't
have
read that.
5 fire trucks licensed from Rosenbauer in our game. The TP3 pumper, the T-Rex aerial platform, the Viper stick ladder, and a walk-in and a command rescue vehicle.
I didn't see that the one AI was following me all along. Oh yeah, question for something I'm also looking forward to. Can you change the type of water stream out of the fire hose, like protection or attack?
Currently you can't do this, but we already have with the fire extinguisher a white spray implemented, with the fire hose a small spray, but we didn't put this in as of now. But
yeah,
the system would be able to handle it, yes.
It would be also something I would be looking for, to have like different modes in the attack line.
I didn't quite understand what you were saying with that. You mean the nozzle settings?
Yeah,
different attack? Yeah, okay, I see, yeah.
And nozzle settings. Is the electricity cut or not?
I cut the electricity. So we have... Oh, turn off electricity, quench all fires. The electricity is still on. So you go and fight the fires, and I'm looking for the fuse box.
I found it. I just found it.
Great. Then you look for the fuse box, because having people in multiplayer makes things easier. They find things you don't.
Well, till now I let you do the job, all the work.
Oh, that looks like we're making progress. It's less glowing red and less flames. And the AI is also helping.
SimUK, how does the progression work? You get rewarded with XP after every mission?
Yes, that's right. You're receiving for each mission amount of XP in relation to how well you did the mission. And the thing that happens is those XPs are used to unlock new missions, mission locations, and new fire trucks. So that's how you progress in the game.
I told them to follow me. I guess the fires are all quenched.
We apparently get rid of the fires. The question now is, we still have one victim that we have to get out there, right?
So one is following the AI and one is following me. I guess we are actually
We're good. So we're gonna meet outside here.
Victim is safe, boss.
Okay.
Oh, quite interesting question coming up. Are you ready?
Okay.
Hudson242 asks, what are the 3 biggest updates that are planned to add to this simulation?
Oh, that's a great question for our publisher.
What?
Who would be the one reading the question right now? We're gonna look into announcing as soon as we've got this sorted what we're going to be working on. We have lots of ideas, but I can't tell you this right now.
Ah. Damn. So we still have some smoke coming up, but
Yeah, that's just some remnants of smoke that are venting. So it took us 4 minutes to get there. We spent 10 minutes fighting the fire. We used quite a bit of water. We walked nearly 2 kilometers. We vented rooms, we opened doors, we rescued 9 victims and broke 1 window. Well,
the distance walked, is that for all 4 of us, or is it?
Currently, I think it shows 1 statistics for all. In multiplayer, we're going to look into that so that you get individualized statistics there.
Insania asks if you can avoid backdraft by vertical ventilation.
Yes, if you open the windows, it will work against it.
Is that the meaning of vertical ventilation?
Vertical ventilation is if you have windows and you open on the side of a room, you vertically ventilate. Otherwise, you would be ventilating through the roof, which is, of course, a different way to ventilate something. So
then it's good that I'm just here to read out the questions, because I wouldn't have known.
Let's just use this fire truck and drive with this fire engine to the next mission.
So now we had a nice day mission, a nice night mission. What did you choose for this one?
I chose a nice downtown mission, so let's see another side of the map.
Let's go party into downtown.
So we're driving out of the fire station again, and this fire truck's gonna go right, so we're following him, but you could have at this point also been just driving left. As you can see, our fire engine is quite a bit bigger than he is, and I'm going to switch out my lights and make sure that we're getting the traffic out of the way. So the traffic cars, if you're driving with siren, will stop and go to the side and make way for us. As you can see, they are building in the middle something that's called Rettungsgasse in German. I'm not sure if how it's called in English. And now we're driving into downtown.
I think making way in
Make way.
half
Yeah,
in the middle is very German thing, no? I don't know
Maybe the chat has something to say about that.
Can you play the game with a controller? I guess yes.
Yes, you can play the game with a controller. If currently the version, if you can't use the mouse in the menu, just unplug the controller until you're in game.
Can you also freely choose the bindings, or are there only
We have
presets?
a menu for that. I'm just going to stop and you're going to show the menus, the controller menu and stuff like that in the stream. Can you do this?
Yes.
Jim, please do so,
Gamepads.
because I think that answers the question quite nicely.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
can
gonna
freely
So you can
choose
assign
the input.
for your steering wheel, for your controller, and also for your keyboard. It's up to you how they set this up. And I'm guessing we're back on the video stream where we actually see something else on the menu, and that means we can continue driving. I just slowed down for a moment.
Oh yeah. We are back in action.
Yes.
Action. Frederica asks if there is a career mode.
Not as such. You're progressing with the amount of XP and unlock things and new missions, but there's no career mode. You're right from the beginning the one who's commanding 3 other guys, your squad of firefighters, when you go into a fire location. So there's no career as such.
Oh. Why did he stop?
I'm not sure why he
yeah,
stopped. I don't want to stop here because my navigation system tells me I can drive the other way around, and that's what I'm going to do. because I can see the fire, and it's definitely not where he's driving. On the mini-map in the lower corner, you can see where each of the fire trucks is. So he's probably going to try to get there from the other side, which makes perfect sense, because why would you place two ladder trucks directly beside each other if you can have them two opposite corners?
That other fire car looked a little bit tilted, I don't know. Didn't seem to be very healthy.
Okay.
But has arrived just fine right now.
That's good. So here we are. We have a burning 3-story brick structure, and let's see what we can do about this.
Dal, you can use as much time as you want, but you get a better reward if you do the mission quickly. If you
Yes, exactly.
if you can finish the mission quickly. Whoa.
Yeah, but there's one little addition that is important to say. If you completely ignore and disregard the time, at some point there's a danger that your victims in the fire location will be in the fire, and that is a fail condition, so you have to restart the mission.
But you cannot run out of water, right?
You can run out of water if you are not plugged into a water supply. Essentially, the trucks some of them have a tank of water in them, and that means you can already start fighting the fire before you have hooked them up to a hydrant. Did you hook our truck up to a hydrant? Yes, you did. That's good. So I'm just hooking the other truck up as well, and our friends here will hopefully join us in a few seconds, doing something smart, like helping us extinguish a fire. Okay, we now
I
have
will already go in.
Yeah.
And
okay.
look
and
for the electronic box, or how's it called?
Fuse box. It's
Fuse box.
a fuse box. Well, I'm getting a breach tool in order to make sure that we can have a look into the rooms and see where we have to save someone.
But then I will wait here for you, because I need a breach tool.
Okay, I will... Well, I ended up grabbing an axe, so yeah, an axe will open something. Where are we trying to get in?
Yeah.
Here?
Past that door.
Okay, now they have a broken door and there's no problem inside. Okay.
Oh, good thing we can use the fire extinguisher if you need.
Well, that's rather useful. Yeah, that's the laundry room that I found. I think the fire's upstairs, so let's see from the outside.
Oh, there's
lower
also
floor
some
to the
downstairs.
left. Lower floor, there's something. I'm coming and opening this up for you. You have already everything that you need. I'm gonna send the 2 AI comrades to you, so that they can help you.
Mm, 4K Gaming asked for a free roam mode where I can explore the station or the world, or yeah, just run around.
In the current version, there's no free roam in there, but no one is preventing you from just driving around the world and not driving to the fire location right away. So free roam is such not a feature as of now, but you have sort of free roaming because you can go everywhere that you want. There's just not anything interesting happening.
So if I use my time and just drive around before the mission,
yeah, you can do this.
will I just lose XP, or will the mission actually fail at some point?
I think it will fail at some point, but I'm not sure what it's set on. I think maybe on to 99 minutes or something.
So I have plenty of time to just
drive around.
Drive around. Okay.
But we also have missions where you actually take a bit longer with driving. That's for those people who really like to see more of the world. And yeah, you can also use those to drive around and see things. Okay, I think we're good on this floor. How is the fire progressing? Or actually, how are you progressing against the fire?
Sorry, what?
Okay. Oh, I'm just asking how you're progressing to against the fire, but it looks okay. I've opened the windows behind you so that the smoke can clear out, so you guys can then stand up and don't have to be on the ground. You can also use your flashlight in order to see more.
Yeah, the AI is doing all the work. I'm just faking.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna head up one floor and see.
Oh, the Rettungsgasse is actually a rescue alley
Okay,
in
and
English.
thanks for teaching us a bit more English.
Thanks to Dodec.SDC.
Thank you very much. So
I really hope I'm not massacring the names. Massacring the names by wrong
we're not
pronunciation or
linguists.
anything.
We're developers and game publishers. The talking is done by proper actors in our game.
Oh yeah, also something I'm looking forward. Until now there are only fire missions, but are there plans for non-fire missions?
Yeah, we definitely have plans, but I shall talk about them when I'm sure that the plan is more
Okay.
than a good idea. Okay. Is
So,
the... Yeah,
colleague, please
Yes, Commander.
take that lady outside. Yeah? Wanted to
she's
say
following
something?
me?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I assigned an AI to do this. Okay, then I'm gonna help you with in here. Can you move a bit aside, or I'm just gonna send him here?
Sorry?
Because
What? Oh, okay.
he was standing on top of the nozzle and I couldn't grab it, so I just commanded him to move a bit. If you take a look at the screen, you can see that I can point at a piece of floor, and there will be an icon where the AI is going to and start firefighting from there. So that's a really convenient way to give instructions. We try to make the commanding of your squad as less intrusive into your gameplay as possible. So, for example, if you press the number key that's indicated in the upper right and click anywhere, you instruct the AI to do that. And if you do this while holding down the right button, the AI will also fulfill all prerequisites to do that. So, for example, if you click near a fire, he will get a hose and set everything up and come with that and start fighting fires. If you click at a door or at a window, the AI will get a breach tool and make sure that he can open this.
So we got a question if you can leave the area, and I'm taking,
You,
how will I say,
you
all
mean
outside, and
after you have reached, well,
Yes, Commander.
you can see there are barriers actually holding me back from running too far away.
yeah, this is intentional because we had to optimize the game in order to make sure that it works well on all computers. And therefore we restricted your movement in the city because we want to have as much power of the calculation from the CPU to do the fire simulation as we can. So we are concentrating on that instead of zooming in more and more city districts when you start walking off into the distance.
I like just how, like in reality, there are people just standing around, coming to watch what's happening.
Yeah, we have bystanders.
It's best and it's just like in reality. But at least they're not standing in the way, or in our way.
So they're not in the way standers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go one story up and see if there's something going on here in regards to the fire. Okay, here's a locked door. I guess there's fire behind. I will wait for you guys to come up in order to be able to deal with this in a good way.
Sonic Man asks if the
Yeah?
water hose is endless, or if there's some hose management that has to be done
For
or
the
considered.
currently the hoses are endless. We had versions implemented where the hoses basically had an end point, but that turned out to be really lots of work to manage this properly, so we thought it was too hard for the game to have this as a default setting, and that's why we also haven't put it into the release, because it wasn't that much fun running into a building and then getting stuck with a hose that just stops there and you have to drop it and go out, get a new hose and attach it. there was not the kind of gameplay that felt rewarding. But of course, that's up to everyone's opinion if that was a good decision or not. So hoses are endless. But you have to set them up, you have to do a supply line, you have to do the attack line, you have to unscrew the caps, you have to attach the nozzle, but that's where the hose management is ending.
Why did they have to break this door? There was nothing behind it. Was this just a bait, or I was baited by the game into believing there would be something?
We have locked doors in the game, so it's up to you to decide if it makes sense to open them or not. And in some cases, that might just be a locked door without a fire behind it. Yes, that's what happens there.
Or maybe I just like to destroy things.
Yeah, that's called opportunities for home improvement later. I'm still hearing fire somewhere, so we still have fire in the building. I just don't have a clue where it is. Do you see anything downstairs?
No, also don't hear anything.
Quench all fires. We still victim in apartment 9. There's still a victim.
He's
somewhere.
following me. The victim is following me.
So let's get out of here and see what's downstairs.
Must be a small fire in some corner or something.
Yeah, which is how fires usually start. So there's a small fire in a corner, and then you have a burning building. I find the small fire in a corner. It's behind a closed door.
Oh.
Okay, we've successfully quenched all fires.
And we successfully saved all victims.
Which is nice of us that we managed to do that. Any more questions from the chat?
I'm just reading that out loud because I don't understand it. Are fires only interventions in this game? Interventions?
Interventions? I don't know how the word interventions is relating to fires. Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Sorry, Fetjala. I don't really get that one.
Maybe he meant interiors. If only interiors of buildings are burning. We also have fires on the outside of buildings.
Yes, this game is firefighting only. No other departments. Are there maybe plans for other departments?
We have ideas what we could do, but there's not something that we can say now.
Angel Gamers asked for like departments like police or hospital.
Oh, let's see where we're loading. Maybe I can say something about that. Okay, I can't tell it because we're not starting from the fire station. But if you play the game or watch some streams, you can see that the fire station itself is directly connected via a bridge to the police station behind it. So we have a police station in the game and we have a hospital in the game. So those things as locations have been very thoughtfully introduced by our world designer, so they are present.
Like buildings with all the rooms inside, you could really go into it, or just the building itself?
The fire station and the dispatcher building and the housing building for the firefighter is for now just exteriors. The fire station has interiors, you can see them from the garage level when you drive out of, but that's not part of the gameplay area, so you can use the screenshot camera by pressing Alt F2 to fly around in there if you have the right NVIDIA driver, but for now there's nothing happening there beside you starting off there with your truck.
That is again that question I just missed and was looking for from Maximilian Dybert. It's about if he had advisor from what? Did he had advisor to make the firefighting as realistic as possible?
Okay, we had a group on Skype where we had firefighters that we could ask questions. We've been watching firefighter training videos and downloading and looking at the manuals for firefighter training in the US. And we had Rosenbauer America with Neil, who is responsible for this, what we're doing in regards to licensing, who really helped us with his suggestions in regards to how to build the fire engines, what to look out for, and he also helped with things that are outside of the fire engines in general, pointed us in the direction of making this properly.
When we recently played together, I had a similar question for you. Why did you exactly choose the more American, say, land side or not more European?
Why did we choose the setting of America?
Yeah.
So the idea for the America setting was that we have here quite an interesting variety of landscape features, and all the other firefighters fighting games at the time when we decided with the publisher together to do this game were set in Europe. So it's somewhere else, it's something else, and they have cool fire trucks.
That's true. Was it also something your how is it called? Artists were looking for? To have rather an American style?
Our artist, I didn't understand. Okay, you can say it in German, I will translate. What's the question?
Was it something your artists were looking for because they had more ideas or more freedom to do their work, or?
Well, no, it didn't came from the art department. It was the general consensus between us and the publisher that it makes sense to do it with an American setting. And we were lucky to get Rosenbauer America to give us the licenses for the trucks, so that was a good thing. So that's what we did here.
Interesting question from Warmfish. Is the Nuvo copy protection making the game slower, or is the Nuvo copy protection... Oh, how should I say?
Okay, that's a question for the developer. I would say that's a question for the publisher. But in general, there's a copy protection in here. The guys who were implementing this at the De Novo site try to do their best to not break our game. And so far, it seemed to be not of consequence for the gameplay.
Monka jam in chat for that music.
Oh, there's someone on the first floor. We've just seen this. That's good.
Supply line is ready to go, boss.
We've got
But,
music in the game. You're just not hearing it in the stream, I think. Or do you hear?
I guess they're hearing it.
Okay, good. So,
But
I
I've
wasn't sure
turned down the volume quite a bit.
me too, because I want to hear the questions that you're reading from the chat and not the music, because that's okay.
So I can see sparks from the outside, and he's cut off the entrance.
Okay, that's good. I'm sending the AI there with the pry tool. The AI will now come and do this. There is no fire in the living room, but in the hallway, and there's sparks. Maybe you can head around back, or take the pry tool from the AI and head around back and see if you can get to a fuse box.
Yeah, let me just pick it up. Give me that. Thank you.
Okay, I've sent you an AI with a hose, so that means, oh, there's fire in the garage. So I'm gonna go for the garage or for the hallway so that you can make an escape path. I'm now handing the AI my nozzle here so that he can do this. Okay, the AI is working on the fires. Do you need my help to get the person on the upper floor?
No, not really. I'm looking
Okay,
for the fuse box, can't find it.
Okay.
Is it in the garage, maybe?
Could be the garage was completely engulfed in flames, so I didn't exactly walk in there.
On a 360 check, there are fires burning inside the garage. You can probably gain access to the
Oh, it's right here.
It's right there, so good. So we have that sorted. Let me give you this. So let's swap our tools. Take the hose, and I'm going to take the crowbar. Great. So maybe give some commands to the AI so that you get a good setup to extinguish the garage.
Oh yeah, it's doing good right now.
Okay. One second, I'm back in a moment.
I think the stairs just crashed. Of course.
So I'm back. Sorry for
back.
being away for a few seconds.
No problem.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, but it's just that one victim, or that one person in the house.
okay. I'm setting up an additional attack hose so that we can be four people fighting the fire.
It's right over here.
One
Over
moment.
here. Brooks Köpka asked if smoke pattern have been added to the game. Turbulence, colors, etc. I guess question about different smoke patterns. Are you still there? Hello? I think I've lost him. Or is busy with something else?
I'm back.
Ah, okay.
Just quickly
No problem.
addressing something here.
Just didn't know if you have lost you or if you just...
No, I didn't drop out. I just had to put the headset beside and type something on the other computer because someone had a question and that was something that I should answer.
So I just read a question from the chat. It was, guess if there are different smoke patterns in the game.
Well, smoke itself, as you can see, there's a plane of smoke up here. And if I'm in the smoke, if I'm standing up, it gets darker. And you can also see it from the light. We'll switch the flashlight on, that the smoke will fill rooms and drop down further to the floor. So the smoke is simulated, and the amount of smoke in the room is also part of the fire simulation. And when you stand up in a room with lots of smoke, it just becomes really dark.
Is fire actually burning in different degrees in different intensities, or?
Yes. Depending on the material setup of the objects below it, the fire will have a different amount of fuel and therefore burn with a different amount of heat. And of course, it also depends on the amount of oxygen that the particular flame gets, how much heat is generated. And the amount of smoke that's generated is also related to the amount of heat. And for the chat, just as an information, we are completely aware that if I'm pointing a hose with water into a hot fire, there's lots of basically steam coming up, and that should usually, in real life, fill up your entire field of vision with the enormous amount of steam. We intentionally turned this all the way down to make the game playable, so that you can see the flame and where you're aiming and where you're moving. So that is a bit unrealistic, but it makes the game far better to play. Yeah, we have a collapsed staircase. That's
Yeah, I triggered that event.
yes. There are certain elements within the missions that will collapse, break, explode, combust, or otherwise make it harder to extinguish the fire.
Gronenix asked, well, sorry if I mispronounced that. Is there a voice chat in planning? An in-voice chat?
You mean in-game voice chat?
Yeah, in-game voice chat.
Currently we have neither an in-game text chat nor an in-game voice chat. We certainly will have to look at that if there's a sufficient amount of players who wants to play this game online. Yeah, but as long as that isn't in, you can use the features of Steam, TeamSpeak, or Discord to get this, but it's not part of the game, unfortunately. We are a rather small development team, so we can't implement all the features that big teams can just quickly come up with and put in.
I guess we have an AI cheating is like what's called quenching through the floor.
With the water or what?
Yeah,
Oh, that might
just
be a bug in
little
the
cheat
level.
AI.
Then we have to make a screenshot of where that is and look at this. Because usually none of the effects and extinguishing methods should be able to go through floors with windows or ceilings. If that's happening, there might be something wrong in the setup of the wall. But usually that shouldn't happen.
Oh yeah, we have some people having issues with the multiplayer, so
Yes.
please check the community hub for further information.
Yeah, those people who are currently trying to join from Steam friend lists, if that doesn't work for you, just join over the map without this friend list. That, as far as I know, that worked for everybody so far.
Yeah, we also had a kind of similar problem.
Yeah, we actually had that problem. So that's the reason why I'm hosting, and he joined then over the
session
map that
browser.
everybody has listed. Yeah.
Session
And,
browser in the map.
I'm sorry for the person that I earlier on kicked out of our session. That wasn't because I was unpolite, that was just because we were trying to do the stream. So definitely we can see why you want to have in-game text or chat, because yeah, this has to be more convenient. We hear you. We just don't know how long it takes us to do this.
I guess I have to read the questions a bit more quickly, as we are coming closer to the end of the stream.
But do we have to quit the stream at a certain time, or can we just hang out for 5 minutes more and just answer questions?
I must admit I don't know.
Okay, so go quickly.
I don't know
through
if you
questions.
if you are still alive or if they just cut the stream already, because now we are doing a bit over time.
Okay, come on, fire away with the questions. Yeah.
I'm getting a go. Yeah, we just finished this mission, and I'm asking the last question during it.
Or you can just ask now. So okay.
From Frederica, the fires will be located only in houses and apartments, or is there a chance to extinguish fires in the nature? Will there be fires in the nature?
We have a few burning trees. We have some warehouses, which are still not nature, but we have a few burning trees in some locations. But we don't have wildfires and things like that. But that, if enough people think that's a cool idea and we can technically do it, we definitely are still thinking about things that we can add.
There's also, I guess it's hard to tell about future plans if they are not like solid.
Yeah. The thing about future plans is we first have to make sure that everybody who buys the game has a really good experience. This means we now will be focusing the next weeks on making sure that anything that's a bug or a problem is fixed. And once we're out of this time frame where we're addressing things in the game and make sure that everything is good, we will definitely sit together with our publisher and see which type of DLC, what kind of updates, what we can do to even improve the game further.
Can we show some futures of like ladders? Yeah, can. I think we have a ladder car with us, right?
I'm gonna go outside and gonna command one of them in order to show you what we can do. And you're coming as well?
Yes.
I think we're anyway not gonna finish this mission in time, so... So, are you coming? Yeah, we first have to extend the outriggers so that the truck itself is standing on a solid footing. And then I can control the ladder. And now you can see that I've got control over this.
And really puts the volume down there, that's really loud.
Okay.
The extraction is really loud.
Okay, now you're gonna command the ladder, so because you're the one who's got the stream, it makes more sense that you're showing it. Okay.
I think I always... Oh no, that's control ladder. Wait.
Yeah. So you're up there and you can control it.
So on the left... Right. On the left corner, you can see the different commands.
Yeah, R and F to extract the ladder. Yeah, exactly. And assuming he would have pointed at something more interesting than a tree, I stopped moving the ladder.
Can't not really go past the tree.
Because you're bouncing into the front of the truck. Just get off, and I'm gonna run up there, and we can show what it's actually good for. So once the ladder is in position, you can just go up here, and well, then you have a nice overview. And you can show that you can also climb up here, maybe.
Can only one person climb up at a time, or can also more people climb up?
I actually haven't tried, but I would assume that right now one person per ladder at a time. But okay, so you're up on the upper end of the ladder. It of course has also a nozzle on it, and if you take a look at the videos that many of the streamers did of the training, there you can see how the T-Rex is operated with the basket and other things. So we have all of those elements in the game. I think it's time for you to come down now.
It's lovely up here. I like the view.
Okay, so you're gonna stay there up there with the view, and I guess we're gonna extinguish a bit more fires and ask answer questions.
The life of a firefighter. No, I don't. I like the view. I'm staying up here.
Any more questions from the chat?
At the chat now you can see that the parts I just extinguished before are now again burning as the fire spread over again. It was a question before.
Okay. Yes, if you are not attending something that's burning, it will continue to burn, and that means also you have to check all the corners and make sure that you've got everything. Otherwise, if for example you have a multi-story structure and you get up to the second floor and you left some flames on the first floor, you might find your way back out to be a bit harder and hotter.
Joel R asks if there's a truck with a deck gun.
No, we don't have a truck with a deck gun. We have hoses on or nozzles on the T-Rex basket on the Viper ladder, but there are no trucks with a deck gun in this game.
What exactly is a deck gun?
A deck gun is a water hose, a nozzle mounted on the top of the truck that you can remote control to pump water directly from the truck with a high amount of throughput towards the burning
Oh.
structure. Mostly what you see if you have firefighting engines that are on airports, they have those deck guns.
Okay.
But also some city departments and so on have that.
And don't run into a fire, it hurts.
Yeah, try to avoid this, please.
I may have done it 2 or 3 times just now.
Okay.
I may have.
You.
I'm not saying that I really did, but I may have done it.
Yeah, we have a live stream. Well, there must be proof of what you do. What you did.
Kester Schmidt asks if the vehicles are totally functional with ladders and implemented houses. Guess you just missed our demonstration of the ladder truck.
Yeah, you can use the hose, you can use the ladders and the basket of the T-Rex, and you can use that to exit and enter buildings and to get on top of structures. And yes, so that's working. It's also part of the tutorials, and everybody learns at the beginning of the game, if you plays the tutorials, how to do this. There are videos by different streamers which are already showing how all of that works. So if you want to see it, there are videos out there.
But all the tutorials are optional, right?
All tutorials are optional. The only thing that you have to do is the introduction mission at the beginning. It shows you, introduces you to the game. And everything beyond that point, yeah, you can do it or you cannot do it. And the only thing is, it makes sense to do the tutorials if you really want to know all the tricks. But if you prefer learning everything by yourself, that's also fine. The game is not in any way punishing for you for doing this.
How's it going down there? Up here, I think I'm
You still have some fires.
fighting back the fire.
We have everything downstairs is sorted. Okay, we're coming and we're helping. Oh, we even have a billiard table here, and
But I don't think you can use it anymore. Doesn't
not
look
for
so
playing
good.
billiard, you could use it as well. What could you use that? Well,
Sell it on eBay. Almost new.
yeah, you just take the pictures from before the fire was here. Yeah, not do this.
Or just Photoshop
So-
it.
Maybe one thing that could be interesting for the listeners. Each of those fire locations has been crafted by our level designers with some nice ideas about who's living here, why the fire was started, and has some individual touch. Like this one, having his billiard table up here and some board equipment and some fitness stuff on the upper level and so on. But maybe if there's time and those guys, or if they want to, they will also write about what they did in the game and how their ideas for which mission were. Looks like we've completed this successfully.
Awesome. Just let me get that Windows. And the computer.
Yes. You still have control in the end cutscene about of your character, so you can do some funny stuff at the end, like what I'm currently doing.
I love this. I really have to admit. Like the end of the mission. Just spraying water into your colleagues' faces.
Yeah, but it reduces the amount of XP that you get because you wasted more water or you used more
Oh.
water. But it took us quite a while to do this mission. We spent 20 minutes in here.
Really? Wow. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really slow. But we also had to show a nice ladder truck.
I think as long as you have fun playing the missions, well, you don't have to hurry if you don't want to.
Yeah, greetings
Okay.
to GameTech UK. Said he bloody loves this game. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's brilliant.
Is the water jet adjustable? Again, a question from Manu this time.
No, the water jet is not adjustable. But
Ah.
we had the question earlier on if we have outdoor missions, so I'm just to show that we have, I'm gonna drive there and to an area where we're a bit outdoors, but that's the maximum of outdoors that you will get in the current version of the game.
Okay. I think that was it for our stream.
Is our stream off? That's the question.
There's still an interesting question. I'm gonna read it. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. Sorry for my bad English. It just isn't my mother language. I'm not using it that much.
Okay, then from my end, thank you very much for looking at our game and giving us a chance to show you what it's about. It's now available on Steam. If you think firefighting is something that could excite you, have a look at the streamers which are streaming the game and decide if it's something that you think is worthwhile. And from us, the development team, everybody who worked on the game, everybody at Astragon, our publisher, we enjoy showing you what we did, what we built, and hope you like what we have created.
Yeah, thank you very much, and wish you good evening.